There's one hidden gem in the space that's following the same path as rebase token Ampleforth, and we got exclusive news from the team just for you about it. Hold on to your base and make your mark. Today we set sail into the treacherous waters of DeFi and yield farming, and this one won't stay in the depths of the ocean for much longer. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the Bit Squad, and the largest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. In this video, we take a look at Benchmark Protocol. Now, there may only be a few weeks left to accumulate before Mark blows up. This is due to the recent release of its Benchmark Marketplace, which brings DeFi to users in an easy-to-use interface. In addition, Mark is collaborating and partnered with some of the biggest names in crypto. These include Polygon, Solana, Ren Protocol, Elastos, XDAI, OneChain, PancakeSwap, DodoX, Ocean Protocol, Uniswap, Golem, and many others. They're only missing Chainlink. Oh wait, I knew it. Chainlink is partnered with everyone as an Oracle solution. Smash that like button if you want to partner with Chainlink too. But anyway, back to Benchmark Protocol and why it's so important in the DeFi space. Benchmark Protocol utilizes the VXX price feeds to incorporate the impact of stock market volatility into its Mark, rebase, or elastic supply token. Now, I've discussed Mark on the channel before, but allow me to refresh your memory, better explain the project a bit. Benchmark Protocol improves upon Ampleforth's own successful formula in several key important ways. First, and one of the most important things to mention, Mark is not pegged solely to the US dollar. Mark is pegged to the SDR rate, which makes it much more stable and safe from political and economic shocks, which, by the way, is $1.42. Secondly, the rebasing algorithm incorporates the volatility from the S&P 500, which of course is published by the CBOE. This goes to further stabilize the price of Mark when traditional markets experience any form of volatility. Third, Mark is interoperable and cross-chain friendly, and that's the key for scaling its ecosystem. By utilizing XMark, a cross-chain friendly representation of Mark that does not rebase, for the first time ever, an alternative primitive digital asset will be used as collateral for decentralized loans, benefiting both the lender and borrower by having stable repayment terms, while simultaneously lowering the risk of default. The two pain points caused by denominating loans using both BTC and ETH within DeFi. Mark is an ERC20 token that is not backed or collateralized by any asset other than its rebasing algorithm. In essence, it's stabilized by the market forces of supply and demand. Instead of collateralizing Mark, it's pegged to the SDR rate of $1.42 as mentioned. This limits its risk profile from political and economic shocks that otherwise affect stablecoins pegged only to the US dollar. Another interesting tokenomic with a Mark token occurs when the price is above $1.42. The supply is increased across all wallet holders. This results in sell pressure that restores Mark to the peg. On the flip side, when Mark is below $1.42, traders will buy the dip. At the same time, the supply is decreased, which creates buy pressure and ultimately restores the value back to the peg. The Benchmark Protocol P2P Marketplace has successfully completed a smart contract audit via CertiK. Many tokens have already been whitelisted for launch, and many more are in the pipeline. Here are just some of the whitelisted tokens for the Benchmark Protocol P2P Marketplace launch, including Link, Dodo, Orbs, BZX, One, Cake, Golem, Ocean, Matic, XDAI, OneChain, and Solana. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get more informational videos like this video and coin reviews. There's big things though in the works for Benchmark Protocol. Upcoming incentive farming programs to launch for XMark. There's also a governance token coming in the near future similar to the one Ampleforth put out. If you aren't familiar with Ampleforth, the project released the fourth governance token that was distributed to Ample holders. According to the team, Mark holders, through single asset staking and liquidity provisioning, will be receiving a hybrid reward in the form of Mark and the new governance token called Beta. Beta will be a major segue for Benchmark Protocol, beginning its decentralization of its network by shifting to the next stage of governance to the community as the protocol transitions to a fully decentralized rebase function. Benchmark will utilize Uniswap price oracles and new technology from one of the biggest oracle solutions in the space. Following the vision of August F. Hayek, Benchmark Protocol is developing a high-frequency rebase and aiming to reach full maturity with the launch of ETH 2.0. Using Beta, the Benchmark community will have the opportunity to vote on major developments and change to the protocol with beta by making the rebase functionality completely up to the public to decide how it functions. A snapshot will be utilized to record users' votes on the following: voting rights to determine frequency of rebase, voting rights to govern rebase stretch periods, voting rights to regulate additional parameters of the rebase functionality. Now that's a lot of rebasing functions. But next, let's discuss the tokenomics of beta. 65% of beta will be distributed to the benchmark protocol community, 10% of the network distributed via single asset staking, while 55% of the network will be distributed via liquidity mining over 18 to 24 months. The upcoming benchmark protocol P2P marketplace will be the world's first multi-chain, fully permissionless lending platform leveraging a rebasing token with an elastic supply, the first use case of its kind. In comparison to benchmark protocol, Ampleforth, its cousin with no use case, sitting at $162 million in market cap, while Benchmark sits at $8.9 million in market cap with the world's first upcoming elastic supply use case for DeFi. Benchmark Protocol is aiming for interoperability. Already, XMark has been bridged to two of the hottest smart contract blockchains, Solana and Binance Smart Chain, as well as XDAI with other chains coming in the future. Benchmark Protocol has also announced partnerships with Polkadot's Refinance and the Graph, another project that we love. Benchmark Protocol announced that it would integrate the Graph into its Benchmark Protocol P2P marketplace. The Graph is utilized by Uniswap, Balancer, and other industry-leading Web3 platforms. It's also worth mentioning that Benchmark Protocol was accepted into the Binance orbsdefi.org accelerator program to bootstrap its The Press staking program. But the project isn't just solid in respect to partnerships. There's also its stellar team that is scrolling through your screen now. You can pick up a bag of Benchmark Protocol, of course, on Uniswap, Balancer, and Paraswap. But that's all I got. Be blessed. Big boy out.